Yes, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I shall rejoice and be glad in it. This is Pastor Lynette Walker from Now Restored 7, and I'm excited to come to you again on today. God had told us on last week about how he had given instructions to Jonah and how Jonah had disobeyed the instructions and found himself all tied up and tangled up in a deep well in a situation that he was uncomfortable with, but God restored him. Just like God restored Jonah, he's going to restore you because he promised us in this hour, in this season, and this is your time that he is now ready to restore unto you everything that the enemy has taken from you and given you a new beginning. I'm excited about it on today. I know you are too, and I'm sure there are many testimonies that's going on since God began to give us revelation on what he's doing in this hour. I'm excited about it, and I just want to let you know on today that God is giving some more instructions along with what he's already given us so that we won't miss anything that the enemy has taken from us, so that we can be restored and revived and renewed, so that we can walk in purpose and destiny in this season. Aren't you glad about it? Now go with me to the book of Judges, the first chapter. After the death of Joshua, the Israelites asked the Lord, "Who shall go up first for us against the Canaanites to fight against them?" And the Lord said, "Judah shall go up. Behold, I have delivered the land into his hand. And Judah and the tribe of Simeon and his brother come up with me into my altered territory, so that we may fight against the Canaanites. And likewise will go with you into your territory." So Simeon went with him. Then Judah went up, and the Lord delivered the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hand, and they smote 10,000 of them in Bezek. Now, aren't you excited about what God has did for Judges and Simeon and Judah and Jonah? I am so excited because God is no respecter of person. If he done it for them, he will do it for you. I am a criminal justice major, and we had two scenarios that we had to do with one of my classes. And one of them, there was a gentleman whose home was broken into. He had came home, he noticed his door was open, and so he called the police so he can file a report. When the police arrived, he realized that some things were stolen, but he wasn't sure what it was. So the police asked him, "Well, we need a description. Can you tell us what was stolen? Can you walk through your home and find out what was stolen? Is there anybody that may have an ought against you? Is there anybody that may have a key to your home where they may have entered in on their own?" As the man thought about it, he couldn't give a description of anything that was stolen. He wasn't sure what was stolen, nor did he know who came in and stole it. He said nobody had a key but him. And so at that point, the police really couldn't do anything. They filed the report, but nothing never became of the report. But then on the second scenario, a woman's home was broken into, and she had a list of all her personal items with the serial number attached along the side of it. As the police began to ask her questions, just like they did with the gentleman, they asked, "Can you give us a description?" She said, "I can do better than that. I have documents. I have a list of documents with a serial number of every item that was taken out of my house. And I also have a video recorder. I was able to catch the perpetrator that came into my home." So as the police began to take down the report, they took the report back. Not only did they take the report back to the police precinct, they also caught the perpetrator. And because of that, the perpetrator had to give this woman restitution for everything that he had taken from her, because they found the items at his place of residency. And what is God saying on tonight? If you are able to identify the things that have been taken from you, maybe it was your mental state, maybe it's your mind, maybe it's your heart, your spirit, maybe it's something more personal. It could be your family members, it could be a job, your finances. For some, it could be your credit. God God is saying, I'm now ready to restore unto you and make you debt free. God said there is some that's ready to get into their own place, and he's ready to open up that door of opportunity to you. Some is not just looking for a house, but they're looking for a home. God said, I am ready to restore unto you your own home. Oh, I'm so excited, beloved, about what God is doing on today, because when he promised us that he was ready to restore unto us and give us double for our trouble, then that's exactly what God means. If God said it, so be it. Oh, I'm excited about what God is doing in this hour. Oh, I have a testimony for you on today, because I've tried God for who he is, and I'm standing on his word. So if I have to get before you and give you instructions on what God has given me to give you so you can follow instructions, then I'll have to do it too. And so God had gave me some things for my own personal self, and God is lining it up for me even in my life. I began to pull my credit report and thought my credit report was worse than what it is, but I looked on my credit report and it wasn't bad at all. So my spirits was lifted because I realized that God is getting me debt free. Oh, I'm excited about what God is doing. Even on today, there was a few weeks ago where I haven't heard from my son for a few weeks, and people were calling me and asking me, have you heard from your son? I heard that he was locked up, and have you heard from him? Then I was getting texts asking me, have you heard from your son? So I stood and I asked God, God, what is going on? Why is everybody keep bringing this particular son to me? What's going on with him? I need to hear from him. So as I began to drive on today, I was on my way to work, and I went to my father and I asked him, Father, I need to hear my son's voice today. And so as I began to speak that, I said, I need to know he's okay. I need him to call me. And so when I got off work just a few hours ago before I had to record on tonight, my cell phone rung. And when I picked it up, it was my son's voice on the other end said, Ma. Because anytime he called me, he always say, Ma. And so when I heard that Ma, my spirit began to leap, because I stood and trusted what God said, that he was restoring unto me everything that the enemy has taken. For years he tried to take my children and take them through situations, but God said that I promised you that they will be preached the gospel and that they will prophesy. And because I promised you that, I'm going to bring your children back whole, healed, and delivered. And so when he called me on today, I was excited about the promise that God said that he was going to do for my son. My sons are in God's hands, and because they're in God's hands, I don't even worry about them. But I'm excited that because I went to God, because God was telling us on last week to remind me of my word, remind me of my promise. And so I remember that. So I reminded him as I was driving today, God, you said my sons were chosen after you. You said that you have called them. You said that you have sanctified them, that you have delivered them, and that you have prophesied over their lives that they will speak and walk into the ordinance of what you have called them to be. And so as I began to talk to him, I reminded him of what he said. I threw it back at him, and he delivered it to me on today. Oh God, I'm excited just to hear his voice, to know that he's okay. God let me know and confirm with me that I said I'm ready to restore unto you everything that the enemy has taken from you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart on today. Beloved, you must trust what I'm saying to you on today. God is no respecter of person. What he did for one, he'll do for another. You got to stand on his word. You got to trust and believe. You got to obey what his instructions. As you obey, he will deliver the enemy into your hand, just like he did on Judges for Judah. Even though that he told Judah that he would deliver him in his hand, there was first some instructions that had to take place. He first said, go. Who will take the lead? And I say unto you tonight, who will take the lead? Who will go? Who will stand on his word? So God said, I will deliver it into your hand. So as you obey me, as you go, as you send up Judah means praise. So when praises go up, blessings go down. He's already sent Judah. He's already set forth. He's already delivered the enemy. It's your job to go forth and obey and take it. Take back what the enemy has taken from from you. Take back everything that the enemy has stolen from you. As you begin to go, God will meet you there. Your obedience is going. Your obedience is trusting. Your obedience is believing. As you believe in what God said, God will deliver you. God will restore you, and God will give you everything that the enemy has taken from you. I'm excited, beloved, what God is doing in this hour, and he is not done. The best is yet to come in your life. Trust God. Obey the instructions. And until next time, remember, the best is yet to come. God bless you.